Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we currently are working on a small rebellion out over here. That's not going to be that big of a deal. That'll get done soon enough. There's extreme support for the presidential republic now, so I'm really hoping that census suffrage gets past the drafting stage soon. We're of course building a bunch of ports right now, and that's probably not the most efficient thing in the world to be doing, but we do get floating harbor unlocked, which gives us +4 port max level. Helpful, because now we're not going to be maxed on ports anymore. That's not actually helpful. Perfect. So we are working on reinforced concrete. That'll be done in 8 months, and we're paying down our debt at a remarkable rate at this point. The war with the proletarian revolt has broken out, but that's under control. No issues really there whatsoever. I want to get this taken over eventually. I'd like to take over Persia. Colonization of Equatoria has just finished, though, and we should probably see if we can incorporate that. Yes, we can. Beautiful. Any other colonies to start up? No. Any interests to declare? No. We have interests in virtually every location, so that's great. I do want to get this presidential republic passed. We can't do it while we're still working on the census suffrage, though. Oil has been discovered in Shandong. That's helpful, but not right now. We're a bit negative on our bureaucracy. We should probably consider doing something about that. Let's check in on our taxation capacity. Okay, sure. I want to build 10 government administrations in Yorkshire. How's that doing for construction efficiency? Plus 23%. That's actually really nice. Okay, I love it. We'll let that get going, and we're just going to continue working on the ports as they are. I am expecting that we're going to have some infrastructure issues here, and indeed we do. Okay, we should think about doing something about this. So we're going to go through this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually want 6 in the home counties. So we're going to get all of those going. That's going to take a little while. Yes, ports generate infrastructure, but at a much lower level than railways do. We'll just assume that we're not going to get anything from the ports for now, and that'll eat up future requirements, is the way that that's going to work. So that's fine for now. We actually just had the Communist and Tory parties form. Interesting. There's an election coming up soon. How's that going? The Tory party absolutely has the momentum here. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully we get census suffrage passed. I'm hopeful that after this election, we'll be able to pass the presidential republic. That would be amazing if we were able to do that. I'd be very, very pleased. Gold has been depleted in Victoria. That's very sad. No additional gold mines to be built. I'm not shocked about that, but there are not any. So what do we have right now for expensive goods? Explosives? Yeah, these probably should be demobilized, right? Who is mobilized currently? Yeah, let's demobilize you. Do we demobilize you as well? Do it. Let's demobilize both of those. So this war is over at this point, and we just need to wait for them to capitulate. There's nothing they can do about it. We're going to be out of debt relatively soon. Once we are out of debt, we're going to start cutting taxes, is the idea. Another stall here. That's gross. We've had bad luck on this census suffrage. No doubt about that. Granted, we have a 60% chance of rolling a stall, right? So I guess I'm not shocked about that one. That's a lot of stall chance, actually. There's currently a revolution for the presidential republic. And we've got a tumultuous campaign happening here. We actually are very interested in negative momentum to the Tory party. The Tory party, if I remember correctly, the Tory party includes... Oh, that's just the armed forces. Okay. Who is currently... Fascinating. We can probably get this presidential republic done. Maybe we ditch the census suffrage for right now. Yeah, they're going to be unhappy about this. But what if we instead went directly to the presidential republic? 88% chance. It'll radicalize the petite bourgeoisie, the Anglican Church, and the landed gentry. But none of them are particularly strong. And this is an 88% chance. There's huge public support behind this. So we'll see about getting this passed. I would absolutely love to do this, and then after we're done with this, maybe we can pass census or universal suffrage. That would be the way to go there. So we're currently done building those bureaucracy generating structures. Our railways are 7 weeks out. Cool. And we are, of course, colonizing very quickly in Africa here. There's a preserved monarchy political movement, but it's actually, it is a very high radicalism, but it's not over 100. That's the important thing here. So I think that the presidential republic absolutely happens here. There's not really much of a way that we can mess that one up, I think. I would like to work our way up in the workplace safety office. That would be great. A good way to do that would be to continue to increase our number of government administrations. We'll take this to the cap here, to the economy of scale cap, and we'll take this to the economy of scale cap as well. So we'll get those government administrations underway. That is quite a lot of them, no doubt about it. But these railways are going to be finishing up fairly soon as well, and then we'll be back to working on the ports. 13 weeks to get all that done sounds great. Yeah, these guys are chilling at 76, so that sounds really, really good. For the moment, we're working on our internal problems. I'm not going to be focused on external stuff. We do have some infamy decaying still, so that's absolutely fine. Perhaps we can treat this as a medical matter indeed. So Africa is very much under our control, right? It's not entirely, but we have huge swaths of Africa. No doubt about that one. We've also got the rebels doctor here. Academic pops. Okay. There's no need to follow up on this one. Cool. So that's fine. We're almost certainly going to sail straight through on implementing Presidential Republic here. It's got huge popular support. So that's great. We're really happy about that one. What do we want to do with our government reform here? Okay, that's going to be slightly problematic. We're a little bit low on our legitimacy, no doubt about that. Reinforced concrete has finished up, increasing our construction sector throughput, which is absolutely great. Beyond that, I wouldn't mind taking, like, shift work to get that economy of scale building level cap up. That would be good. And I do want to deal with these guys. So we're going to get that started. I'm going to send George down to this front. I'm going to send Norman over to this front. I'm not going to send a third over to a third front, I don't think. This will be fine. So we want to take this back. They broke away from us, and we definitely want to punish that, right? So we're going to get that done now while we're working on other things. This will also get us some amount of infamy here, which is good. We actually kind of want that. So that's wonderful. That'll be absolutely okay for now. We're working on all these government administrations, minus 50% construction efficiency in Nantong. I didn't realize that, but sure. I'm actually not that concerned about it. It'll be fine. The waffling revolutionary, huh? Let's drop it by another 10%. Russia sided with Bhopal and declared a rivalry. Okay. I'm not sure that they can't get to it, is the thing. I'm like 99% sure that Russia can't get here. So I think it's completely useless that Russia is joining into this war. I don't think we need to do anything about that. Oil has been discovered in the Ivory Coast. Cool. And we have a lot of port construction here, and a lot of this port construction is really quite inefficient. It's really a back burner sort of project, I think. So what I'm going to do right now is any of these ports that we haven't already started construction on, which is a lot of them. We've already started construction on a lot of these ports. Any of these that we haven't already started construction on, though, I do want to, at this point, move to the bottom of the list. Wow, we've started construction on a lot of these ports. Right, because we were queuing them up while we were unpaused. But we can come here and move these ports down. So that'll be fine for the moment. Actually, we should be paused because this is going to move. I'm backburnering all of these ports here. And that is rather a lot of them, to be sure. Yes, definitely a lot of ports getting backburnered here. But for the time being, that should be reasonably fine. These East Anglia, I'm going to backburner all of these. We'll get back to them, and I'll queue up the additional ports, but we're going to put those at the end of the list. This is a lot of ports. This is too many ports. Okay. This is kind of ridiculous at this point. We should be getting pretty close to being done with them, though. I think. Niger Delta, Nantong, Newfoundland. Right? We should be getting pretty close to being done with these. Windward Coast again? We have things other than ports in here. Yeah, there we go. Iron mines. Cool. So with that finally done, that was a lot of ports. With that finally done, I'm going to queue up more ports, and we're going to queue them up at the end of the list. There we go. So we've backburnered. I would argue that that was a huge percentage of the ports that we've backburnered at this point. But I do want to get these all eventually built. But this is absolutely a backburner project. This is only if we want to be working on ports. Well, that's a weird way to put it. This is only if we want to be not working on something else, right? So we're going to get all of these ports done. That is a lot of them. I'm going to start downgrading these ports here as well because they are minimally worked on. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to backburner a lot of additional ports here. This is going to be about 12 pages worth of ports. That's fine. We don't need to have these all going at once. So I would like to get to work on other things, is the point here. The ports are going to happen, but not yet. Okay, that was an iron mine that we moved down there. Let's move that iron mine back up. There we go. Having it be at the top here is fine. So we have a rubber rush over this way. That is great. This war has broken out. Now, membership lists have been discovered here. We'll lose Anglican Church political strength. That seems fine. So this war's over, right? Like, Russia can't do anything. Like, the war's super over. We didn't claim anything on Russia because I didn't want to actually fight Russia. So they have 115 reasons to not accept this right now. But that will change. Is Russia still in this? Yes, they are. Okay. So that's fine. This trade route is inactive. Yeah, that's not surprising. And they actually capitulated. And there's no actual war goals here. Wait, what is... We accept this peace deal. The war's over. Yeah. Cool. Very strange. So we're going to move through to drafting here almost certainly right away. That war's over. We're no longer fighting Russia, which is good. We don't actually want to get into a big war right now because we want to finish paying off our debt here, which we're getting really close to doing. We are getting really close to paying off our debt. Also, there's more ports here. I'm going to get rid of these ports. There we go. And we'll just work on some of these other things. Plantations is absolutely fine for the time being. Okay, so that looks good. Oil discovered in Lancashire. For the time being, that's not a huge priority, but it will become one. Of course, the Presidential Republic proceeds to drafting. And we're very pleased about that. That's very, very good. So, these ports are finishing up nicely. And they'll be done within just a few weeks here. Of course, we have a lot of ports at the bottom of the list. But for the time being, that's fine. What are we short on? Steamers and explosives. We should probably consider building some shipyards. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take Oman up to plus 16 here. I'm going to take Nantong up to plus 19. We're just going to a current economy of scale level caps, right? So plus 20, plus 20. We'll take this to be, this is going to be 3 plus 20, I think, so 23. Yes. This is going to, of course, be 26. And this is going to be a lot of construction for ships, right? No doubt about that, but that's okay. And this is going to be 27. And this is going to be 30. So it'll take a little bit to get through this. That's fine. I definitely want to not be having expensive steamers, and this will get us ironclads at a cheaper price as well. Then we've got explosives. So we can build 10 in Lebanon. Just 10. Just 10. And then in Palestine, we would end up building 13. Yes. To take us to 31. And then in Basra, we'd build 30. There we go. So that will deal with all of that. We've got a revolutionary standoff in Transjordan. We'll shell the building. What could possibly go wrong with getting more radicalism? I'm sure it'll be fine. So these chemical plants will take a little bit to work through. And then we've got the shipyards queued up as well. Yep, that'll definitely take time. I'm going to move up any of these that we have significant construction in already, because I'd like to get these done first. So we'll do something like that, and then we'll work on the chemical plants and the shipyards. Cool. So that'll all be finishing up relatively soon. Are we still in debt? We're barely in debt right now. Okay. So with that debt nearly gone, also we're the #1 GDP worldwide now. With that debt nearly gone, we should start thinking about cutting taxes. The question is, when do we want to cut taxes here? The York garrison has refused an order. We'll rotate the garrison eventually. I don't actually care about this revolution progress coming up. They're trying to preserve monarchy, but they can't actually do anything before we get the presidential republic passed. So that'll be absolutely fine. We're going a bit ahistorical there, but I mean, we've done a lot of ahistorical things. So this is absolutely fine. And we're going to get a lot of this construction completed. Most of our construction efficiency is just due to turmoil. We need to get our loyalists under control, and getting something like a presidential republic passed is a good way to do that. So we're going to have a gold surplus on this next month tick. We are now officially no longer in debt. We have gold reserves. So with that in mind, we're going to cut our taxes to this level. Medium taxes for now. And then we're going to continue looking to cut down to very low taxes. Confederate Canada just happened. Fantastic. So the Canadian Confederation under New Brunswick is apparently a thing. Beautiful. And of course, we're going to continue to work on these constructions for a bit here. So we've got some market access issues. Let's take a look at our infrastructure here. Sure. Where is this construction at? Is that a private construction? It must be. It must be. I'm going to ignore it, and we're just going to build these 4 for now. The Alaska Workers Brigades, huh? We need all the support we can get. Cool. So they're up to 63% on their resolution, or rather their revolution. Oh, hello, East India Company Proletarian Revolt. Okay, well, we can handle that. That's not a problem. We are going to send Alexander Murray over here. We're going to send Prince George with his 1 battalion over here. We're going to send Oscar Lambert over here. We're going to send Norman out over this direction. And we're going to send George out over here. Okay. So this is fine. We'll get that dealt with. This is not a problem with us internally. This was an East India, like a British Raj issue, right? So that's fine for the moment. We may think about getting our conscripts. We'll see. For the time being, though, this will do for the moment. We can definitely work on glass, and, I mean, opium would be nice to work on, but I don't think we really have... Well, we do have opium plantations available. We'll make what we can for opium plantations. That's for sure. So we'll get those going. I would like to work on glass as well. So taking a look at this, we would need to get plus 10 in Guinea. In East Anglia, we would end up getting plus 26. In Syria, we'd get plus 27. In British Mauritania, we'd get plus 30. And we get plus 30 in British Central India as well. Now, of course, this is going to be overkill, and that's fine. We know that. So we have a lot of construction happening here. This is minus 95% efficiency. So I am definitely going to backburner that. No doubt about that. The rest of these, I think, are relatively okay. But I do want to come down to here and move up any that we have substantial work in already. And we'll get those properly underway. We'll just go up to the opium plantations here. What is the speed here? 95%. Yikes. Okay. So that's real bad on the opium plantations, but I guess that's okay. So we could definitely get more generals going here, and we might want to. We'll see what this looks like once our forces start to arrive. Buried in red tape, huh? We can drop this progress by 10%. Or actually, we'll go for 5%. We'll take the bureaucracy hit. I'm okay with that for now. And really, these opium plantations should be backburnered as well. They're at 95% construction efficiency reduction. That should definitely be a thing. Okay, so our forces are beginning to arrive in some of these locations. Okay. Prince George here, we could think about promoting him, but that doesn't actually do anything. Okay, I want to check in on our general situation. The England HQ, huh? That's Oscar Lambert here. We can promote him a couple of times, and we'll do exactly that. Beyond that, what else do we want to do? Well, we've got the North Sea HQ. We can actually promote there as well. And we'll call that good for now. Cool. Albanian people are migrating to our territory. We like this. And yeah, we see we're at minus 100% over here. We want to clean up some of these situations relatively soon. So some of these fronts getting cleaned would be good. They actually moved out from here. I like it. That's really good. So we should be okay here. I don't think there's any major issues here. We're about to hopefully proceed to voting on the Presidential Republic here in just 3 days. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, law progresses to voting. I like it. So how are we doing now on our radicalism? There was definitely a drop. Yeah, and this war has broken out. No shockers there. The Feminine Order of Munster, huh? We can't afford to make martyrs of women. We'll let that bump up, but it's going to drop back down at the next checkpoint. So that's looking good. We are progressing really fast over here. We're entirely unopposed in the south, and this looks just free at this point. Yes, we're going to have a hard time holding them off up over here. We don't need these guys here, so we're going to move them here instead. We don't need to have you there either. We're going to move you over to this front. Cool. So for now, that'll be fine. We have a defensive battle happening here that we're winning. And we're just going to continue to push through these fronts very rapidly indeed. Oil discovered in eastern New Guinea, always great. Okay, we can move you over to this front, which apparently we just abandoned. Or, no, we didn't abandon it. That's fine. We can move you there, and I think we'll keep the other troops here for the time being. This looks good. We've got a rubber rush here. That's fine. And we just need to pass the Presidential Republic at this point. That is our primary goal. But I want to wrap up this war. This should not be too bad. A fort in a sea of anger, huh? We could try to de-escalate a bit here. We'll go for the officer pops becoming more radical. That'll be fine, I suppose. How are we doing for our legitimacy right now? We're in a contested government? Okay, sure. That's to be expected, I think. Okay, so all of these fronts are proceeding nicely. This one is currently completely empty, though. I want to send this guy up to advance that front. He only has a single unit, but we only need one unit because this is completely abandoned. Otherwise, this seems absolutely fine. And we are pressing our way through here nicely. How is this battle going to go, I wonder? Absolutely wonderfully. Cool. So this looks pretty over to me. Yeah, it looks pretty over. One of our generals received a field promotion to replace another general. Okay, so we just got vacuum canning, so we can definitely put in our vacuum canning for our food industries. Ah. Glassworks needs to be all on bone china. And it needs to be on crystal glass. Tooling workshops are not unified either. Right, because of Bhopal. We should go over and reset British Central India. There we go. That'll solve that wee problem. There's an oil shortage. Okay, shift work has also just been discovered, and we can go for, like, electrical generation, perhaps, after that. Or just steel railway cars. That's fine for the moment, too. I think that now, though, shift work is not the biggest of deals, but an oil shortage is. We have a lot of oil rigs that we can build. And we're going to do exactly that. We're going to build whatever we can for oil rigs here. And we'll get those done relatively swiftly. Oil rigs do build pretty quickly, even if we've got negative construction efficiency on like everything. That's fine. We'll get that all dealt with. And that won't be a problem. Sailors are staying ashore. Okay, let's try to talk it out. Cool. We've just about got that Presidential Republic done. And all of these fronts are looking solid for us. I don't think we have any problems in any of these fronts right now. I mean, we could arguably move these guys, like, over to this front. And we'll do exactly that. Just so that we're actually advancing there. Nobody out over in this front right now? Okay. Do we have any locations where we have multiple units? Not currently. That's fine. They're not winning this war. That's very, very clear. Our oil rigs are not, I think, all building at once. Yeah, not quite. We do have a native uprising brewing up. It's not shocking. 2 fronts on that? Okay. Ersatz food is fine. We are going to try to increase local food production by any means. Cool. We can start thinking about dropping taxes fairly soon again. We're creeping upwards in our income, which is great. We're very pleased to see that. And very soon, this proletarian revolt will be done in India. Shouldn't be a problem, in theory. And that Presidential Republic is, in theory, about to pass. In theory. In 5 days here, we have a 77% chance. Fingers crossed on it. Oil has been discovered in Lancashire, and we are definitely going to queue up the oil rig for... Oh, it stalled. Bureaucratic imbroglio. Gross. Absolutely gross. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll get the Presidential Republic. That was unfortunate. That was a bad roll. We'll also wrap up this war, and we'll deal with this native uprising. No big deal there. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Shadowwolf, and Lohan80, Rogue Corvid, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.